does this crazy vocal thing, yeah. And then pony time, what? What do we have to show about the bass of the future? I mean, I think the biggest thing to convey about the bass of the future is sort of the spirit of the instrument, and that, you know, we were solving the problem of having to play synth bass and actual bass on a couple of songs, and so rather than have this whole other setup to drag around for just a couple moments in a show, let's try to streamline something. And so that's what's been so handy about this.
Really, this is a moment of honesty. Clem's dad is a lifer musician. He played with the Neville Brothers and Dr. John and all these people. Her dad said, "Hey, you're 13 years old and I need a bass player in my band." So he
made one from scratch.
Yeah, and so he would drag her around doing all these things. What I understood is her dad is the ultimate gear tinkerer. Anything that needs to be done, he would do it. So he has, you know, oh, the remote for the house isn't working. I'll put a 500 pod on it and some capacitors, and then now we're bringing down spaceships. I need to help carry on the family legacy, and it was a way for me to then also see if he would accept me as his son-in-law, if I could convince his daughter to make a new instrument herself.
So she had 3 or 4 tunes on that record that the bass line was split between synth bass and electric bass. So that's where this instrument came into play. Okay, so another really great example of a time where this would have come in super handy would have been when I was out on tour with Amos Lee, and we would play this one song, Won't Let Me Go, and at the bridge, he would just kind of like go rogue and just go into a cover song that maybe we'd played and rehearsed and maybe we hadn't. And eventually that evolved into playing Genuine's Pony. and just for that one, you know, moment in time. So you're playing along, you know. So I want you to know, girl, I'm around. Yeah, I'm here. He does this crazy vocal thing, yeah. And then pony time, what? I mean, this just would have been so clutch. Because that's all I was doing, and I was just doing it on bass, and we'd eventually chased down, you know, a patch that worked for it on the keys, but it would have been, you know, on me to play it, so it just would have been so great to have something like this. In Sureland, for instance, we would do this big remix section during this tune called Everyday America. So in the middle of this song, we would do like a 20-minute remix where we just pile on song after song. And we go from like CeeLo Green's F You to Hit Me Baby One More Time to 9 to 5 to like White Winged Dove and Bootylicious. And then back to the tune. So we've got, you know, everybody's dreaming, babe. Whoa, whoa. Everybody's just getting by. That's how it goes. And everyday America, a little town and a great big life. Here we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And then, you know, all of a sudden we're getting ooh, ooh, ooh. And then here's Beyonce, you know. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. My body's too bootylicious. You know, something like that. I was working with a student a few weeks ago, and she wanted to play Panic at the Disco House of Memories. And that's a really great current example of a song where the bass line is split between electric and a synth line. And I actually went to try to find some live footage and see how they did it, but all I found was a Reddit thread saying, "Songs Panic at the Disco never plays live." And this was one of them. So I'd love to see them doing it, but so we'll see. So I've got the big muff going. Heart to heart and eyes to eyes is just me messing around, you know? It's just fun. That's the whole thing about it. It's supposed to be fun. So I'll just give you a little tour of the studio. This is Bass World, and just kind of where I hang out generally. This is our vocal booth, so I do a lot of background vocal sessions for folks, and when we record stuff here at the studio, this is my spot. And then this is one of my favorite basses I'll tell you a little bit about. So Jennifer Nettles and Cheap Trick teamed up to do CMT Crossroads, and Tom Peterson, Cheap Trick's bass player, has this amazing shell pink precision bass. I, of course, had to go and appeal to Fender to have them make one for me. They actually made me two. They made me a P and a J. This one is really inspired by the one that Tom has. It's his aesthetic. These are the American Elite that they had released at the time of my begging and pleading. So I love those. I play those all the time. It's a lot of the times where I have out on the road with Maren. I wanted to show you this bass. It's really, really cool. One of these Chadwick folding basses. So Charlie Chadwick lives here in Nashville, and he builds these basses where the I'm not going to take it apart because it's you can look it up online, but the neck actually folds down into the body of the bass, and it comes in a carbon fiber case that he's designed so that all in it weighs like 49.5 pounds. So the airlines can't charge you extra when you check it, but it's a really cool instrument, and it's so great for touring where you don't have to be hauling around a huge hard case for an upright bass. So this is super clutch on the road for sure. When I'm learning songs, I'm usually sitting here at the piano and plugging in over here and just messing around. So yeah, this is my little spot.
All right, what's up? This is my side of the world. I do primarily composer work and a ton of guitar overdubs. So we just kind of set up the studio to concentrate on those things. Just got a controller and a controller. We run Pro Tools, have a little Apollo Twin. I would say the game changer for everyone out there is some type of awesomeness that comes in the package of OWC's hubs. So they have Thunderbolt hubs, they have USB hubs, they have, I think, even like a Thunderbolt 4 hub. Something that you can get all of your doodads wrapped into one thing and just run one cable to your computer is pretty rad. I transitioned over the course of the pandemic to being a Kemper guy. I've recorded like some gazillion guitar tracks over this pandemic and never turned on an amp. I know that is horrible to say, but there's too many good profiles and there's too many awesome things that it does. I have no connection to them. It's just a killer piece of gear. Pedal board. I've had my pedal board for probably about a bajillion years. Just a true bypass looper and a ton of fuzz pedals. At the end of the day, that's all you need is a ton of fuzz pedals. There's guitars everywhere and amps everywhere, but most of this stuff is just a color palette as we're trying to create atmospheres for film and television stuff. So yeah, pretty cool.
Vibe is always key in a studio. Thad likes the windows open. He likes a lot of natural light. He's an outdoors kind of guy. This is my kind of vibe. You know, you got your Christmas lights, all that type of stuff. But check out this fiber optic Earth, Wind & Fire light box. This was rescued from a studio that flooded during Hurricane Katrina. And it's a very special piece that's near and dear to my heart. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. My body's too bootylicious.